So, good evening, everyone. Welcome all of you to Blue Jay Technologies. So, today we are here to discuss about the our Master DevOps with AWS program with AWS course, and it is completely online training, guys. So, getting into the details of our course. So, let me introduce myself. Some of you already aware of my details, and some of you are not aware, right? Yeah. So my name is Hari Charuku, guys. I'm having 12 plus years of experience as a DevOps solution architect in IT industry. Currently working as a senior DevOps engineer in one of the company, and it's a product-based company. So I started my career as a Linux engineer. Then I got the opportunity to work on cloud engineer. Then moved to the cloud engineer. I worked as a cloud engineer. Then again I got the opportunity to work on the DevOps engineer. So then I worked on the DevOps consultant and solution architect, guys. So now I have done so many certifications like I'm a ITIL V3 certified engineer. I'm a Red Hat certified system administrator, and I'm a Red Hat certified Linux engineer. And I am a AWS certified solution architect, and I am a certified Kubernetes administrator, guys. So so, so as we have a YouTube channel, guys, the YouTube channel name is something like Blue Jay Technologies, guys. The YouTube channel name is Blue Jay Technologies, guys. So the information regarding the all the posts will be uploaded in the community, and the videos will be uploaded in the YouTube channel, guys. So these are the YouTube channel Blue Jay Technologies, and I have a social media websites like. Facebook also Blue Jay Technologies, guys. All the information will be uh, posted in the this website, guys. And I have a so Instagram is nothing but a Blue Jay Technologies, guys, and WhatsApp channel is Blue Jay Technologies. So it's a training placement and consultancy, guys. You guys can follow this YouTube channel. I have a LinkedIn Blue Jay Technologies, guys. I have a Twitter also Blue Jay Technologies. So Blue Jay IT is the our Twitter account, guys. You guys can follow these accounts. We will share the updates in these social media channels, guys. Please follow, subscribe, and subscribe these channels. Like follow these subscribes, and have a so website, guys. Yeah, guys. This is our Blue Jay Technologies websites, guys. So guys can go through it, and so whatever the technologies you want to learn, you can register it, guys. And if you want to chat with us, you guys, there is a chat box, guys. In the chat box, you can directly chat with these guys. Okay. So coming to the class, so we are discussing about the master program on AWS DevOps, right, guys? Sure. You already know, right? The instructor. So myself, Hari Charko, I'm the instructor, guys. Yeah. So what are the prerequisites for DevOps and AWS? So who is passionate to move into the IT industry? So there is no specific prerequisites. So anybody who is passionate to quick start their career as a DevOps engineer, cloud practitioner, or a Linux administrator can undertake this program, guys. So programming knowledge. So do we need a programming knowledge for this AWS DevOps? So not mandatory for this course, graduates. So who are willing to learn this course? Something like any graduate can learn DevOps with AWS, undergraduates and backend developers, web developers, non-IT background people also can attend this master program course. So nowadays, everyone, some for example, backend developers, web developers also need to learn the AWS DevOps because of so nowadays every company is following the DevOps something like a culture, guys. So that's the reason everyone can aware of that DevOps and cloud and Linux administrator. Guys, understood? So what we will cover in this DevOps course? So DevOps with AWS course outline. So we have a 6 modules, guys. The 6 modules are something like introduction to DevOps world and Linux operating system we will cover, and we will cover the AWS cloud, DevOps tools, and real-time projects, and interview guidance also, guys. So module one. So introduction, what is DevOps, why DevOps, DevOps lifecycle, SDLC, waterfall methodology, agile methodology. So before going to the class, so we'll show you the class timings and everything, guys. Okay, so what this is course, guys? The course is DevOps with AWS, guys. What this course is? This course is DevOps with AWS. So something like a start date, 15th 12 2024. Okay, class timings, guys. So the class timings are 7:30 p.m. IST to 8:30 p.m. IST, guys. The classes will be Monday to Friday, guys. The classes will be Monday to Friday, and we'll discuss the doubts on either Saturday, Sunday. So we have a channel, guys. We will create a WhatsApp channel. So if you are facing any issues with the troubles with any issues, you guys can reach out via WhatsApp. So we'll clear the doubts, guys. The duration of this course is, so duration is 60 days. Duration is 60 days plus 2 weeks, 2 weeks real-time projects, and that so interview guidance and the resume preparation. So we'll show you, guys. So what we will gonna cover you on this? First we will cover you on the Linux part and AWS part. Then we'll cover you on the DevOps tools and projects. So what we will gonna cover you? So we'll gonna cover you these many on this courses. Okay. So these are the duration and trainer. So trainer is Mr. Hari, having a 12 plus years of experience, guys. How many years of experience? 12 plus years of experience. Okay. And the course mode is online. So online and offline, guys. Mostly online. So if you guys want to come in the institute, you guys come to the institute and learn the course also. So we will provide online and offline. So if it is offline, you guys connect through via Zoom, Zoom link, guys. Zoom link. So and we'll provide the live classes. So what are those, guys? So course fee structure. So what is the course fee structure? Course fee structure is so 20,000, guys. So 20,000 INR, Indian rupees. So what we will provide? We will provide the live classes. So live classes plus class notes. We'll provide the class notes with the help notes and so images, notes and images plus backup videos, guys. What is that? Recorded. So recorded videos. So, so we'll provide with the lifetime access. You guys can watch it whenever you want. Okay, and we'll discuss the doubts on WhatsApp group, guys. We'll discuss the doubts on WhatsApp. So I created already a batch 51, guys. So WhatsApp group. The group is something like a AWS with DevOps batch. So 51. So we'll discuss the doubts in that batch, guys. Okay. So WhatsApp group in this, and we'll provide the and we'll provide the so assignments. We'll provide the assignments for every day and every. We'll provide the assignments for every day and so every week also. Every week also. Right? The tasks. We'll give the task a real-time task, guys. Real-time tasks. And so every session will be discuss the and real-time scenarios. In every session we'll discuss the s- topic and real-time scenarios. So real-time scenarios, right, guys? So this is the details about the course, guys. This is the details about the course and yeah. So what is DevOps? Right, guys? What is DevOps? So this is the class is something like a AWS DevOps. What is AWS DevOps? What is DevOps? Why DevOps? DevOps life cycle, SDLC, waterfall methodology. What is Agile methodology? Okay. So in this course, I already will write something like a dimple DevOps, simple DevOps concept, something like. So what is DevOps? Why DevOps? So DevOps is a combination of a cultural philosophies and practices and tools. Guys, listen this one. I will give you a big picture about the what is DevOps. Okay. So increases an organization ability to deliver applications and services at a high velocity, faster pace than organization using traditional software development and infrastructure management process. This speed enables organization to better serve their customers and complete more effective in the market, guys. So what they are providing a so what is a DevOps is nothing but a automation. So we'll provide the delivery of a pipeline, something like so they are building and testing and releasing and planning mentor. We'll tell you, guys, we'll tell you everything, so no worries. Okay, so DevOps stages, these are the many stages. So these are the many tools we are using for achieving this DevOps. So code, plan, deploy, operate, monitor, release, test, build. For this purpose, so we are using so many tools to achieve this DevOps concept. So the development team and operations team work together and utilize these tools and automate the process is nothing but a DevOps. So we'll tell you, guys. So something like what are they? Plan, code, build, test, release, deploy, operate, and so monitor, guys. So what are the tools used in the DevOps? What are the tools, guys? So for the planning purpose, we are using Agile and Zila. Coding purpose, we are using Eclipse, VS Code, Git, GitHub, GitLab. Build purpose, we can use Maven, Gradle, NPM. Test purpose, we using TestNG, JUnit, Selenium, SonarCube. So release purpose, we are using Jenkins, Circle CI, Nexus, JFrog. So deploy purpose, we are using Docker, AWS, or Kubernetes. So operate purpose, we can use Ansible, Chef, Kubernetes, monitor, Splunk, Nagio, CLK. What these tools are, and when they are using these tools. Okay, so this is the life cycle of the DevOps tool, guys. So from the Jira. So Jira is the ticketing tool. Something like we need to develop a feature called as a WhatsApp status or something like. So this is the Jira. In this Jira, they created a sprint. So that sprint is nothing but a feature. Feature will be developed in the Eclipse or VS Code. Then push it to the code into the GitHub repository and using Jenkins, so we can use the Maven and this Apache, Nexus will finally deploy into the environment via Docker, guys. We'll tell you everything, so no worries. So DevOps is mainly focus on the CI/CD, guys. When DevOps comes into the picture, a CI/CD comes into the picture. So what is CI/CD? We'll tell you, no worries. So continuous integration and continuous deployment. So what is continuous integration? What is continuous delivery? We will show you the life cycles of the DevOps and Jira. I already told you, right, guys? Jira, the tools. So Agile is a new SDLC method to implement software applications. Jira is a tool used to manage stories, sprints, and Scrum process. Jira contains a project document and work status. A story are the status. GitHub. So GitHub is a version control system. GitHub helps you to keep track of code changes. GitHub is used to collaborate on code. So we create a repositories inside GitHub and connects with the developers missions to push or pull their code. Git is a client software. Need to install a developer mission to connect with Work, GitHub, GitLab, and Bitbucket. So Jenkins, I already told you, right, guys? You don't know these types. I will tell you. So in a while. Okay, so what is waterfall model? What is agile methodology? What are the limitations of waterfall methodology? So what is agile methodology? So why agile comes into the picture? So limitations of agile, a development team and operations team. So what is the gap between a development team and operations team? So the solution is DevOps. We'll discuss, guys. Now we'll discuss. Yeah. So for example, you don't know the what is DevOps and why DevOps, right? So what is this, guys? So what is DevOps? DevOps and why DevOps? Why DevOps? So nowadays, DevOps is performing a key role in every company. Key role in the every company. So nowadays, so it's a very boom, and so the requirements also more compared to the other technologies. So because of, so I will tell you. So why more important are DevOps people in the company? Okay, yeah, guys. So this is the a browser, guys. What this is? This is a Google Chrome browser. What this is? This is a Google Chrome browser. What this is? A Google Chrome browser. So this is the a Google Chrome browser, and the end user. Who are the end users, guys? Ours. So so something like, so for example, Pratham. So Pratham is the end user. So Pratham is the end user. So something like he is searching in the Chrome browser www.facebook.com. So what is that? He searched uh, he searched in the browser he's searching in the browser www.facebook.com. So once he search in the www.facebook.com, so what it will open, guys? So www.facebook.com. So whenever you search the facebook.com, it will opens the, so what it will opens the home page of the Facebook, and it is asking the username password. So once we will provide the username password, then it will open the Facebook profile page, right? So Facebook profile page, how it comes, where it comes. This website, for example, this is the page opened when you click the facebook.com. So where it comes from, guys, tell me. So where it comes from. So it's opened a page, right? For example, this page comes from somewhere. Guys, tell me where it comes from. It comes from over the internet. guys? So where it comes from?
The Facebook server.
So Facebook.
Server.
Yeah, very good. It comes from somewhere else. We don't know what it is. Okay, it comes from. So this is a Facebook server. What this is? This is a Facebook server. So the pages comes from Facebook server via which protocol, guys?
HTTPS
Yes,
or HTTP.
either HTTP or HTTP. Yes. So what is HTTP or HTTPS? Hypertext Transfer Protocol. It will transfer the hypertext. What this is? This is the hypertext. So on this server, yeah. So this pages comes from the server. Okay. Okay. So so what is the developer roles? What is the developer role, guys? Do you know? So who are developers?
Develops the Facebook code.
Yes, very good. So the Facebook code. So this is the code. The developers. Who are these guys? These are the developers. Development team develop the code. So where your code is in the repository. So your code is developed in the repository. For example, the developer developed the code in the which language? Java language, guys. The developer developed the code in the Java language. Okay. Something like so this is the a Linux server. Which server this is? This is a Linux server. So developer knows only how to develop the code. But who will maintain this Linux server, guys? The people are is nothing but a operation engineer. Who is operation engineer? Operation engineer is something like if this server is installed in OS Windows, a Windows engineer is the uh, operation engineer to manage this server. So if the server is deployed in the server is installed in the OS Linux, so who will manage this server? Linux engineer. So who is the operation engineer here? So Linux engineer. So Linux engineer manages operating system because of so this is the production, right? Developer only knows develop the code, but operation engineer knows how to manage the servers. How to manage the servers. Guys, understood? Now you understood? So Linux engineer is nothing but a operation engineer. Who is this? Development team. Who is this? Developer. Developer and operation engineer. Okay, so whatever the developer develop that code, right? That code is written in Java language. The code is in the Java language. So this is the Linux server, right? So the code will be deployed under any web servers. The code will be deployed under any web servers. So web servers look like Tomcat, Apache, JBoss, Nginx, SpyPark, right? So every language having their own a web server. For example, if you wrote the code in the Java language, definitely we need to use the Tomcat web server to Tomcat web server to deploy the code. Something like this code is in the .java language, right? So, but Tomcat's web server knows only, so Tomcat web server recognizes only .java, .jar or .var format, but the code is in the .java format, right? So we need to convert this code from .java to .var. So we will do this manually. Install the maven build tool. So build tool and convert this from .java to .var. For example, facebook.jar. Yeah, the code is developed and converted. Converted means integrated. So this is nothing but a integration. What this is, guys? This is nothing but a integration. This is called as a, so this is integration. Yeah. So developed the develop code and converted into dot var or char, right? Why want to deploy this code in the server? We want to deploy this code in the server. Who will deploy this, guys? The operation engineer will deploy this code in the server. So what is the code name of Facebook dot jar or var, guys? So, so how you are seeing these pages? This pages is already developed in the code. So once you click the facebook.com, right, it will open the index page. Once you provide the username password, once you provide the BlueJ Technologies or something like BlueJ Technologies, the password is something like the password is this. So once you click the username password, then click the login. Again, it will go to the server and open the profile page right? Once you click, it will go to the, so it will coming from these pages comes from this server. This comes from this server. So what is this? This is a integration. So this is the a deployment. What this is, guys? This is a deployment. So who did this deployment? Operations team is did the deployment. Who convert this .java to .var? The development team develop this, build this, integrated this code, right? So in the waterfall methodology. What is this, guys? So model, waterfall model. So SDLC, right? I will show you the SDLC, guys. So what is SDLC? So what is SDLC? So SDLC is nothing but a software development life cycle. So whenever you have a thought, for example, you have a thought like so you are trying to create a application for the messaging purpose. So before that there is no application for the messaging, and so how they are sending the messages? They are sending the message through something like a phone. There is no app for the messaging purpose. So I have a thought, I want to create an application for that, and I want to give it as a free. So free is something like I need to analyze, right, in the SDLC model. SDLC is nothing but a software development life cycle. So if you want to create or if you want to develop any software, definitely we need to follow that SDLC, software development life cycle. In the software development life cycle stages are analyze, plan, design, build, test, code. So what is analyze? Analyze is nothing but a first we need to get the requirements. What are the requirements? Something like a, so in the if you want to provide, if you want to send the message from the phone, so we will send only 250 characters, and it will chargeable, and we don't know if the message is received or not, the recipient is received or not, we don't know, right? These are the requirements, and we need to overcome these requirements, right? Then we will plan it plan in the plan. So what are the what are the application, what are the platform we need to use? For example, Java is the open source, we use the Java Tomcat, and we need a Linux server. Linux is open source. We will plan it how we can build this up, all this application. Then design, how it will be designed. So design is something like a WhatsApp. Initially it comes only two two modules. One is contact and another one is chat. This is the, okay, so plan design. So this is the design. Now you know how to build this, how to build the code. The developers here, developers develop that code and build the code. So once build the code, right? And the testers, who is that? testing and testers or QA environment will test the application, then finally deploy it into the application. So everything in the waterfall model, everything will be sequentially and initial days. So initial days, they are using the, so initial days we are using the waterfall model to develop the software. Waterfall model to develop the software. So that time it will take 6 months. Guys, mute yourself. Guys, mute yourself. Varlakshmi, mute yourself. Okay. So in the waterfall model, initially waterfall model, we are manually, something like everything will be manually. It will take 6 months to to develop a software. How many months it will take? 6 months or 6 to 8 months to develop the project. So to deliver the products, right? So if something goes wrong, so directly it will go to the again starting stage and we will design everything. So so in the waterfall model, everything manually. So development team build the code. So this is integration. This is a deployment. So before that there is no CI/CD. Only integration and only, so only integration and only development, and it will take the 6 to 8 months. And right, so the development team and operations team, the development team and operations team. So what are the limitations of the waterfall model? So something like a no working software is produced until late night during the life cycle. So once an application is in the testing stage, it is very difficult to go back and change something that was not well throughout in the concept stage. So high amounts of risk and uncertainty. So not a good model for complex and object oriented projects. So not suitable for the projects where requirements are at moderate and high risk of the changing. So then Agile methodology comes into the picture. So what is that? Agile methodology comes into the picture. In the Agile methodology, each project is broken up into several iterations. All iterations should be the same time duration between 2 to 8 weeks. So two means the sprint, scrum calls. The if you want to produce a new feature, if you want to produce a new feature in the production environment, so they are giving the sprint. Sprint will be 15 days. Within the 15 days, we will produce a new feature. At the end of each iteration, at the end of each iteration, a working product should be delivered. You see, right? So this is the waterfall model. So they will be develop, design, discover. This is the first iteration. The second iteration, develop, design, discover, develop, design, discover, until so we will produce a software within 2 to 8 weeks. So right, yeah. So limitations of agile methodology. So what development team saying something like code works fine in my laptop. What development team is saying, code works in fine my laptop. Once he develop the code, right, he will work it, he will check it in their laptop and it is working fine. Then so you need to deploy it on the servers, production environment, right? So who will deploy? Operations team. Who is operations team? Linux engineer. Who owns that server? Linux engineer who owns that server. So Linux engineer can deploy that code. There is some problem with the code. It does not work in the production environment. There is a big gap between a development team and a operations team. There is a big gap between a development and the operations team. What development team is saying something like a wants to change. Operation team is a wants to stability. Wants a stability. Then a solution is called as a DevOps. So the operation engineer and development team and operation team work together and automate the process is nothing but a DevOps. Guys, understood? So DevOps is not a tool. DevOps is a culture or DevOps is a methodology. The development team and operations team. What is that? A development team and a operations team work together and automate the process is nothing but a DevOps. Okay. So DevOps is nothing but a CI/CD. Once DevOps comes into the picture, right? The CI/CD comes into the picture. In the waterfall model, what they are using? They are using the integration and deployment through manually. Once agile methodology comes into the picture, so the CI/CD comes into the picture. What is that, guys? CI/CD. What is CI/CD? Continuous integration and continuous deployment. What is that, guys? CI/CD is nothing but a C is nothing but a continuous integration, and CD is nothing but a continuous deployment. So this CI/CD, this CC, who will provide this CI/CD? Some of the tools. Some of the tools are provided CI/CD solutions. What those are? Jenkins, GitLab, GitLab CI/CD, and Azure CI/CD. Every company, Azure CI/CD, AWS CI/CD, and Bamboo, Hudson. So some of the tools are, some of the companies are designed the tools and so use this CI/CD tool and automate the process. So this is a waterfall methodology. Everything will be manual, right? And there is a possibility of a failures and something like what wants change, want a stability, right? So if you use the CI/CD, so whatever the repeatable tasks, so the deployment is repeatable task. Why deployment is repeatable task? First they are released as a charts and contacts. So later, so they added a status, later they added a group calls, later they added a voice calls. They are every 15 days a new feature will be added into the WhatsApp group, right? So that's the reason we need a continuous integration, continuous deployment tool. The tool is Jenkins. The tools are provided by the Jenkins, GitLab CI/CD, Azure CI/CD, Bamboo, Hudson. So few of the companies are provided those solutions. Few of the companies are provided those solutions. So what is DevOps? So DevOps is nothing but a CI/CD. So who will provide that CI/CD? Jenkins, Bamboo, Hudson. What is those, guys? These are the GitLab CI/CD and Azure, AWS. So all are the are providing the CI/CD tools in the CI. So what we will do it in the CI? Plan, code, build, test. So for this purpose, we can use the tools. Git is the tool, Jira is the tool, Maven is the tool, Ant, Gradle. For testing purpose, we are using SUnit, JUnit. So if you integrate this, right, it will automatically do the all these things CI. And the deployment operate monitor. If you use the CD, so we can use the tools and we can automate the process. Docker is the deployment, Vagrant, Puppet, Chef, Ansible, Stall Stack, the monitoring, Slack, Onagio, Splunk. We can use these tools and automate that process is nothing but a DevOps. So DevOps stages. What are the DevOps stages? Something like a version control. So maintains a different versions of the code. First initially starts with, yeah, Katis.
Um, uh, Hello everyone. I
Yeah.
have a question, sir.
Yes.
So, the tools that you just shows us, does it depend on the company, to,
Yeah.
let's say,
Yeah.
for
Yes.
example,
Yes. Yes.
okay,
Yes.
so every company will definitely kind of like tell you what they usually use for a deployment, for example. Is
Yes.
that
Yes.
what it is?
It varies
Okay.
from company to company. For example, Jenkins is the
Okay.
open source tool. Bamboo, Hudson, GitLab CI/CD, so Kubernetes. So it varies from so the tool. For example, CI/CD tools providing a number of companies. So it varies from company to company. Some companies are using Jenkins, some companies are using GitLab CI, some companies are using Bamboo, some companies are using Hudson. So based on their requirement, they are choosing their own CI/CD tool. Understood, Katis?
Okay. Yeah, so in that case, if you're like let's say us that we're just learning DevOps right now,
Uh,
do we have to kind of like learn every single of those tools, or if you learn one, for example, let's say a quick example on AWS, if you know AWS, it's easy for you to know Azure, for example. Is it same as those tools? Like if you know one,
yeah, yeah,
it's easy for you to learn the other one?
yeah. So I will tell you, the core
Okay.
functionality should be same. So if you learn
Uh-huh.
AWS, if you are learn Azure, or if you are learn OCI, or if you are learn GCP, the
Uh-huh.
core functionality should be same, but the
Uh-huh.
difference between is the naming conventions. So for example, the core services, the foundation services in AWS, storage, network, and compute, and databases. So these
Uh-huh.
foundation services will provide every cloud provider. So either Azure or AWS or GCP or whatever it may be. But the naming convention should be different. If you learn any one of the cloud, it will be very easy to understand the other clouds also. Because of the core functionality should be same.
Okay.
Got you? Yeah. So for example, Jenkins, I'm taking the Jenkins as a CI/CD tool, and how we can do the CI and CD. So the DevOps stages, what are the DevOps stages? Version control maintains a different versions of the code, because of first initially starts with the, so something like a Facebook 1.0 or a WhatsApp 1.0 contains only chat and contacts. WhatsApp 2.0 contains a status. WhatsApp 3.0 contains chat, contacts, status, and voice calling. 4.0 group calling, 5.0 they are releasing the features. So the version is nothing but a version control. So the repository, Git is the repository. What is that? Git is the source code management tool. So if you use the Git, you can deploy your code. You can push, you can pull or push code into the Git repository. Okay. So that is nothing but a version control. Why version control? So it develops the features and adding the features, right? So the maintains a different versions of code. So WhatsApp 1.0 contains only chat and contacts. 1.2. WhatsApp 2.0 contains contacts, chat, and status also added a new feature. So right, source code management. So the second stage is continuous integration. In the continuous integration, compile, validate, code review, unit testing, integration testing. You see, guys, plan, code, build, test. Up to this is the CI. You say continuous integration. In the continuous integration, compile the code, validate the code, code review, unit testing, integration testing. For this purpose, we are using some of the tools and automate this process. Continuous build. Next, continuous delivery. Deploying the build application to the test servers, performing UAT, continuous testing, and continuous deployment, deploying the tested application on the prod server for release. So configuration management and containerization. So the finally continuous monitoring. These are the DevOps stages. These are the DevOps stages. Something like a source code management tool and continuous delivery. So continuous delivery, continuous deployment, continuous. So continuous integration, guys, one slide is missing. I will tell you that continuous integration. So continuous integration is nothing but a whatever the developer developed that code, right? Push it to the repository. What is the repository? Git, GitHub, GitLab, or Bitbucket is the repository. So once pushed that code, the Jenkins server, CI/CD, Jenkins server took that code and build the code. How we can build? So compile, code review, unit testing, integration testing. Finally, they will they will build the package var or jar. So once we have the packages, this is nothing but a CI. So CD is nothing but a deployment. So we can deploy continuous deployment. So once we build the code, right, we can directly um, deploy into the server. So we can directly deploy into the server. So right, this is nothing but a CI. This is nothing but a CD. So this part is taken care by the Jenkins server. Jenkins server will automate this process. So initially we are doing the manual steps. So now it will automate the process. It will automate the integration. It will automate the deployment also. That is so the development the DevOps team will do. So the continuous integration and continuous deployment, continuous integration and continuous deployment. Guys, now you understood? So what is DevOps and why DevOps? So we can use the some of the tools and so we can achieve the DevOps. So we can achieve that DevOps concepts, right? Guys, now you will understand these. Now you understood the Jenkins. Jenkins is a powerful application that allows you to continuous integration and continuous delivery of the projects regardless of the platform. Everything is a job like Jenkins. Pull the code, compile the code, test the code, deploy the code. If automate CI/CD work and release the application into the production. Right now, what Jenkins? So GitHub. Now you already know. So GitHub is the so we can push the code and we can pull the code. It's a code repository, source code management tool. So Jira. So Jira is nothing but a Agile is a new SDLC methodology to implement the software application. So right, we can create the story, sprints, Scrum process, and the status will be tracking in the Jira. So life cycle, continuous development, continuous integration, continuous testing, continuous deployment, continuous feedback, continuous monitoring, continuous operations. So this is the 7 C's of DevOps. 7 C's of DevOps. So continuous delivery, the code done once automate, unit test cases automate, integrate automate, acceptance automate. So manual deploy the production. So continuous deployment, everything will be automate. Everything will be automate. Guys, understood? So Jenkins. Why Jenkins? Jenkins is a CI/CD tool. So, so this is the Jenkins CI/CD server. So from the GitHub, so get the code, build the code, test it by using JUnit, and code quality we can check the Sonar Cube. Then push the Nexus is the package manager. We can package, then build it in the Docker environment. Right. So you already know these are the tools. Why we are using these tools. So tools used in the DevOps. What are the tools? Plan purpose, code purpose, build purpose, test purpose, release purpose, deploy plus operate, monitor. Now you understood? So what is that? So yeah, so plan, code, build, test, deploy, operate, monitor. For this purpose, we are using these tools and automate the process. Automate the process. Now you understood? So what is DevOps and why DevOps? So what are the tools we are using for the these tools for the DevOps course? So now you understood the stages: source code, version control, infrastructure, provisioning, configuration, virtualization, containerization, logging, so visualizations, content and integration, delivery, CI/CD, quality control, automation, development. Everything will develop, will do by the DevOps. DevOps engineer will do the automation, all these stages. So, okay. So developer develop that code, then test the code, build, test, release, app. This is the server. For example, WhatsApp. This is the WhatsApp server. So once the end user, if you check the facebook.com, it will comes the request and send the request. We'll get the pages. We'll get the pages. Guys, understood? So DevOps is the combination of cultural philosophies, practices, and tools, increases an organization ability to deliver application and services at high velocity. So it will deploy every 15 days. That's a DevOps. So before they are deploying the application in the 6 to 7 months. That time, so we don't need a DevOps practices because of so just a one time, right? So hardly something like 8 months. So once a while. So every 8 months they are deploying it. So that time there is they don't want the automation process because of only one time action. But nowadays, so it's a as a once Agile comes into the picture, everything will be in the sprint. Sprint will be 15 days. Okay, so that's the reason DevOps comes into the picture. In every company, why DevOps is booming? In every company, so we need a DevOps engineer for releasing the deployments, for deploying the code. So for deploying the code, guys, understood? So that's the reason DevOps comes into the picture. And the high salary, high payment, high salary, high CTC, because of so DevOps engineer, the DevOps engineer performing a key role in the company. So that's the reason we are getting a high salaries. We are getting the high salaries in the DevOps as a DevOps guy. Guys, understood? So any doubts? Guys, any doubts? Katis,
Oh,
good?
no, no doubt, sir.
Bharat Kumar. Who is Bharat Kumar?
Yeah, actually, I joined for this demo.
Hmm.
I would like to know the list of DevOps tools that is being covered in this course.
Yeah, I already told you, right?
Mm,
So we'll cover the tools like so Jenkins will cover, Docker will cover. So we'll cover Linux, AWS, and the Docker tools like will cover the so we'll show you the Agile methodology, Jira, and we'll show you the VS Code, GitHub, GitLab, and Bitbucket also will show you. Maven will show you, and so SonarQube will show you. Jenkins will show you. Nexus and JFrog will show you. Docker and EKS. And so manual that EKS will show you, and Kubernetes will show you, Ansible will show you, Terraform, ELK, Prometheus, Grafana will show it. These many tools I will show you guys. Yeah, Linux will cover you Linux in this course. So and will cover you the AWS. AWS the foundation tool, the foundational service we will go you, and we'll cover the EKS, ECS, and yeah. So we'll cover you the Terraform, Ansible, Git will cover you. Will cover you SonarCube, Docker, Kubernetes, and Prometheus, Grafana, Datadog, and finally we'll cover you the interview guidance and resume preparation.
okay.
Understood?
Yeah, thank you.
Yep. Thank you so much, Bharat. Bharat, so are you working? Are you working professional?
Yes, I'm an automation tester actually.
Okay, very good. You are trying to learn DevOps, huh?
Yeah, I switched to DevOps.
So yeah, so yeah, so very good opportunity, Bharat. So if you learn the DevOps, right? So so in so you are working as a manual tester or automation? You are also
Automation
using
tester.
some of the DevOps tools, right?
Automation tester. I use Maven and a little bit Jenkins.
So Jenkins also, you know how the jobs kicks off, how they build the jobs,
Yeah, that
right?
knowledge is there, but we don't directly work on them.
Yeah, I will show. In this course, we'll totally learn the GitLab CAE and Jenkins.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So Katish, Krishna, any doubt?
No, sir, I am fine with it.
You're
Okay.
fine, right? We'll discuss ELK also, Bharat. So Pratham, what about you? Pratham on BRB, huh? Krishna, Pratham. Srilakshmi is nothing but Krupa. Hello. Hey, Srilakshmi. Srilakshmi,
Yes, sir.
Krupa, na?
Yeah.
Krupa, so did you understand? Any doubts, Krupa?
No doubt, sir.
Very good. What about Vinay?
Yeah, I have a small doubt, sir.
Hmm.
So regarding this continuous delivery, which
Hmm.
said in the previous slide,
Hmm.
like
Hmm.
so this continuous delivery will be done after the continuous integration, right? So in
Yeah.
sense,
Yeah.
after the
So
deploying the
continue.
code and everything.
Yes.
So so after this testing will be happen, or before that only the testing will be happening?
So the testing will be happening. So the CI is nothing but a continuous integration. So developer develop code and integrate the code once where are jar built, then we need to deploy it on the any server. For
Okay.
example, testing server, right? So before deploying to the production, so we need to test it on the UAT, user acceptance test or staging environment. So the testers will test it on the UAT environment. UAT is nothing but a non-production environment. So once the QA team sign off in the testing environment, they are okay with to proceed in the production environment. Then we will deploy it on the production environment.
Okay. So this testers won't work on this GitHub repository or anything, right?
Yeah, everyone in the company, they are using their the purpose. So everyone is using GitHub. For example, operation engineer, DevOps engineer. Why DevOps engineer are using the Git? I will show you my GitHub. So you see, this is my GitHub account. Okay. Yeah. So I am using this is a repository where all my documents will be uploaded in the GitHub repository. So the same like as a testers. Testers also doing the automation testing, right, Bharat?
Yes, Hari.
Bharat, are you using GitHub or GitLab or Bitbucket? Which one you are
Uh,
using?
my current one is Bitbucket. I have used GitLab as well.
Okay, yeah. So everyone is using a GitHub. GitHub is a repository where our documents will be stored under the repository. Developers are
Uh,
using for the
yeah.
developing the pushing the
So
code.
so this testing team will test the code of this,
Mm.
whether they will take the code from the from this Git Bitbucket, or from the var or jar files only, like pre-production server only they will take. I'm asking.
I didn't get you. I will tell you on this
So,
way. So developer
okay.
develop that code, right? That code may be
Okay.
a Java or Python or whatever it may be. So once, so two people are working on the WhatsApp content
Okay.
and chat, right? So for example, Hari is working on the chat module and Vinay is working on the content module, right? So Vinay is working from US, Hari is working from India, right?
Okay.
So whatever the code I wrote, right, every day, I push it to the GitHub repository. Whatever the code when I write, right, so he push it to the GitHub repository. Then so I will pull that code and I will get the both Vinay and Hari. Then Hari Vinay also same. So once we done the code, we will integrate the code, right? So
Okay.
the Java, the .java, whatever the code will be there in the GitHub repository. What Jenkins server is doing? Jenkins server. Yeah, 1 second. Nice. What is this? So in the Jenkins, yeah, here you see. So Jenkins server, this is the Jenkins server installed on this server. So whatever the developer develop that code, right? That code is just .java or .c, .cpp, .python or .py or .php, .net. So that code will be uh, pushed to the Jenkins server. So once the code is pushed, right, we need to build the code. Build is nothing but a Maven by using var or jar. Who will do this one? So the compile, code review, unit testing, integration testing, then package, then package management. These tools, we can use this Maven tool, we can use the Git, we can get the code, then Maven tool build the code. Once the build the code, so that test will be the integration, the Sonar Cube, code quality testing, everything will be done in the CI. So once the CI is done, so the jar or will come. So then finally we'll deploy the code. Understood?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Right.
Okay.
So I have another doubt also, like
Mm,
small doubt.
mm.
So as a developer, there will be like front end and back end. Like you use like
Yes, yes, yes,
like
yes, yes, yes,
JavaScript
yes,
or
yes, yes, yes.
any React or in the front end. In the
Mm,
back end will be .NET or anything.
mm.
So how this one file will be like combination of two files will come become this jar file, you're saying?
Everything will be
Okay,
one
so
file.
only one file.
Ah,
Oh, okay. So the service will be like it will be working with only
mm,
one file.
You see, right? This is my website. So this website contains all the front end, back end, everything. Okay, but it will be in one file.
Okay, okay. Same for the application servers and for the website servers also. Like,
Yes. All the web application only one image and that one var file. So that var file, the DevOps and Kubernetes, right? The microservices. So in waterfall model, they are using the monolithic deployments, monolithic applications. So nowadays, everyone they are deploying their applications in the microservices. So like for example, WhatsApp, there is a two modules, chat and content. So something like they deploy as a two microservices. Chat is one microservices, content is one microservice. If something goes wrong on the content, it will not impact on the chart. But in the monolithic waterfall model, if something goes wrong on the entire application will be deployed on one server. So if something goes wrong on either content or module, so the entire application will crash or will not be reachable. So that's the reason. So they are using a microservices deployment and once microservices comes into the picture, right? The Docker Kubernetes comes into the picture as a container. A module will deploy as a container. A chat module will deploy as a container. A content module will deploy as a container. If one container fails, it will not impact on the other services.
okay, right.
Got you?
Yeah. Another thing is there any database involved for this one? Like, think that if there is a login page or a sign-in page,
Mm,
sign-up page,
mm.
so it requires some database, right?
Yeah,
So
so
how
database
this?
is deployed on another container and it will
Okay,
it will integrate with the database and application.
okay. So it will be automated, I think. Like in the backend, AWS will
Yes,
take care of
yes,
all
yes,
things, right?
yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Yep. Any doubts, guys? Katiz?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, are you good?
Yes, I'm good, sir.
Okay. So today is Sunday, right? Sunday morning, huh?
Yes, it
Okay.
is.
Yes. Guys, the classes will be from Monday to Friday. So the class starts from tomorrow, guys. Okay. Krupa is Sri Lakshmi. Krupa?
Sir.
Yeah. Any doubts? Did you understand the what is DevOps? Why DevOps? Did you understand? So what are the tools? What is DevOps meaning?
Oh, okay, sir. Understand.
Understand? Huh?
Okay.
Yep. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. We'll continue from tomorrow.
Okay.
Yep. Bharat, any doubts?
No, sir.
Bharat, Vinay, Krishna, Pratham. Pratham, back, huh?
Yes, sir.
Any doubts, Pratham?
No, sir.
Good, huh?
All good.
Okay. So why the people is not joined? The two guys. Did you
Actually,
ask
I
them?
don't know, sir. But, sir, what happened now? Our
Hmm.
our job have shifts.
Shifts,